This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and today we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified series, Prophet Director Destro, who will forever on be referred to as Pimp Daddy Destro by me in this video, if I say it. I also kind of think that maybe Hasbro should hire this guy to actually take over because they have not been doing so well themselves lately. Lots of bad decisions. According to an older file card, he is a weapons supplier, codename Destro. File name, James McMullen. Specialty, intelligence. Birthplace, Calendar, Scotland. Destro is the 17th Laird of the Manor House in the Scottish Highlands and the current head of the century-old arms manufacturing firm. Tradition holds that the current head of the firm always wears a polished beryllium steel mask when in public. Destro's predecessors supplied weapons and aircraft to the British in World War II, and Destro's father was active in supplying arms to Southeast Asia. The current Destro has been somewhat more ambitious, briefly running his own organization known as the Iron Grenadiers, before becoming the arms supplier for Cobra on a regular basis. Although Destro personally despises Cobra Commander, believing him to be a pompous, posturing poltroon, which means coward, he knows that working with Cobra is good for business. Cobra gives Destro more latitude in designing weapons than most national military organizations, and Cobra's penchant for inciting conflict in various parts of the world ensures a continued need for weaponry. The Joes have a grudging respect for Destro, even if they disagree with his motives, believing him to be a man with a sense of personal honor. He is unlike most of Cobra's hierarchy. Which is kind of interesting when you consider that he and the Baroness tend to be involved in most of the media, because she is more of the backstabbing kind. From Destro's personal journal. As long as there are people in this world, there will be always conflict. Technology advances best during times of strife and battle, and there will always be those who will take advantage of this. Better it be with someone with honor. So let's go ahead and open up Pimp Daddy here. I would like to also point out, I believe that this is the first time in the Classified series that they kind of went off style with the design of the boxes, being that they went with this whole gold instead of the usual kind of like white that they used. Even the number 15 at the top and the Cobra logo here are all gold foil. On the side here, we do have just another alternate picture of Destro with sunglasses, and he actually does come with the sunglasses. And I really like the Cobra logo in the back. That looks pretty cool. I will definitely have to be using that on my display somewhere. Pimp Daddy Destro with all of his glorious items. Let's start out by taking a look at his articulation. He, of course, has the chicken neck, although it does feel a bit hindered by his neckline here. There's not as much give as there are on other Joe figures, probably because of his torso design. The ball joint, of course, in his head spins around. Again, however, the collar of his goofy costume here does hinder the movement quite a bit in the back. You can still do it, but you might start wearing paint down if you do it a lot. And they did paint his eyes very dark black in this costume. I can't really tell if he's got pupils or not. I think he might, but all the reflections here on it is not helping. And he's got a little necklace as an added accessory. We can probably yank it off the top of his head or pull his head off and take it off that way if we wanted. I will not be doing either of those at this time. He's got the butterfly joint, Arms up, down, spin it around, bicep cut, double jointed hinge, and his elbow has a nice bit of padding here as an additional bit of color. He's got a little rocket on his arm, but it does not come off. The hand spins around as all Joe hands do, and he's got the up and down hinge on it. And surprisingly, this may be one of the least hindered of these kind of wrist articulations that I have seen in the line. He's got an ab crunch, so he can lean back like that, and he can lean forward like that. We've got the waist joint. However, you're going to want to be careful with how far you spin it, because of his leg holster is attached to the belt, which generally sits on the waist above the diaper. This is something I've noticed in most of the figures that I have, is that nothing really sits on the diaper. So just be aware of that. If you do try to spin him around, you have to make sure his diaper is not moving with the waist. He can kick up. Ooh, and that did a nice clicking noise. And kick back yay far. Kick out. Da, 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 da. Okay. We've got the drop down hips. We have a thigh cut, so you can spin it around. We've got a double jointed knee, and he's actually got the same style knee pad that he has an elbow pad for, which is kind of cool. We, of course, have the boot cut, the hinge at the ankle, and the spin. You know, I feel like I say all that stuff a lot. Pimp Daddy Destro's accessories include... wow, that's really kind of special, isn't it? He's got a cape that has a cheetah skin stretched along it, including the tail and the back paws, and even the front paws act as little clasps almost. That's kind of disturbing. And I suspect, well, we'll see. It's, of course, made of hard plastic and not soft goods. But it does fit pretty good around his shoulders. However, wearing it does hinder the articulation quite a bit. Also, kind of makes him look like he's taking a dump while he's standing there because of the tail. He comes with a golden gun. And I do not believe I have seen this on any other figure that I have opened so far. It's probably a Destro exclusive item. It might be with the regular version of Destro, but I haven't opened that yet. And we will put that in the thigh holster that is attached to his belt. We have a pair of sunglasses for him. They are different than the sunglasses that came with Sergeant Slaughter. I am not aware if they came with anybody else, and they are molded in a purple metallic kind of or plastic and then painted. Let's see how well they fit. You know, they actually fit surprisingly well on him. And what may be the stupidest accessory I have ever seen given to any figure, he has a stack of money that is on fire. If Pimp Daddy Destro here is supposed to be the profit director for his company and Cobra, he would not be burning money, especially with how much money Cobra always needs to try to get their hands on to build the equipment. So again, I'm just going to say this is the dumbest accessory I have seen them give a figure yet. Even stupider than that gun that came with Roadblock. At the very least, they should have given us a cigar that he could have in his mouth where he could be at least lighting the cigar with the flames. And last but not least, we have a Cobra case. I had first been wondering when I opened this up if this was the same case that came with Chuckles, or I should say if this was reused for Chuckles, but it doesn't quite feel right to me. It appears like it should open up. There we go. Inside we have stacks of bills and a little computer screen. And I wish I could remember offhand, but I don't think this is actually the same one that they use with Chuckles later on. I'll have to double check when I go to edit the video, because I don't think Chuckles even stayed closed that well. And it's not even fat stacks of cash in there. It's like a single layer of cash. Like, I don't know why they have even bands on there, because it'd be like, hey, we got 2 bills on each one of these spots. And let's say they're all hundreds. And let's see, you got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20. So 20 $100 bills. That's 2,000. So he's probably got like $4,000 in here, and that's it. Man, that is the thinnest laptop ever in the bottom of it. So that is our Pimp Daddy Destro in all of his glory. This, honestly, to me, is quite possibly one of the most ridiculous color schemes I've ever seen them do. Like, I know in ye olden days in the 80s when they had I believe they called him the Iron Grenadier Destro. He had like the gold helmet, and they did do kind of the red color scheme, but I don't think they went with all the cheetah colored stuff as well. But I could be wrong, because I haven't seen that figure. It's not in my collection. I don't think I even have a Destro. Well, I didn't notice a Destro when I was going through my figures looking for the file card. I have the file card, but I don't know if I have the figure. Because, be honest, if I'd found the figure, I probably would have saved them for this review. But then again, I did find this at a resale shop just yesterday. Yesterday for producing this video. God only knows when I'll actually post it. And since he was only $30, which is only $5 more than the current G.I. Joe classified pricing, I felt I could buy him, even though I know I already have him somewhere in my collection hiding away, along with Cobra Commander and Storm Shadow. Still, as goofy as this figure looks, he's also pretty cool. I can't lie. But yeah, he will forever be known to me as Pimp Daddy Destro. We can even have him here with the ladies. Scarlett's got better taste than Lady J, so she's with Destro. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, this may be one of the dumbest things I've done, because apparently, at least in the G.I. Joe animated series, Lady J is a relative of Destro. I did not mean to go all Sweet Home Alabama with this one. Anyway, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if you want to get your own hands on a Pimp Daddy Destro. I think just for the novelty of it, he's definitely worth it. Peace and love.